Hi folks, this is Vicki from patternprincess.com. Today I want to show you how to work this really cute daisy flowers granny square. It's just 5 rounds and you have this completed. Here's how it looks in the back. I do have a retro daisy square that's a 3D model that you can find free on the website, and also the free tutorials on the videos on my YouTube channel as well. But here, this one here has 5 petals, and it's all worked flat. But just 5 rounds to get this done. And I'm using scrap yarn to make this happen, and it's just a medium weight yarn. I have a little bit of Furl's Wander acrylic yarn here left, and then I have, this is some white from Karen Simply Soft. So I'm going to use that to make our sample square here. I'm going to start with a darker yarn for the center. Okay, so we'll get started and show you how to do it here. You could start this one of 2 ways. You could either start your circle by crocheting 4, slip stitching back into the first stitch to make a ring, because we're going to start with a ring, or you can do the magic circle, which I'm going to do here. Okay, I'll do that again for you. Here's my yarn. This is the way I do it. I do have a whole tutorial on how to do the magic circle too on the website and a video. So here I am with the end of the yarn. I bring it over my 3 fingers or 2 fingers, however many. You go underneath this yarn piece, grab that yarn, bring it through, hold the yarn. You're holding the yarn that you just did. And then I pull this taut, grab my yarn over and bring it through the loop that's on the hook, pull it tight. Now I've just created a knot, and actually it's a slip knot. Because now I can take this tail and I can make this ring shorter or bigger, however I need to make it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be working inside of that circle for our first round. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. This chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. Okay, so I like to hold my, I like to hold my circle a little bit with my finger here, and I'm just going to start working. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, and that's working in the circle, I'm going to do 9 double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, bring it through, yarn over, draw it through 2 loops, and yarn over, draw it through 2 loops. That now it would count as 2 double crochet that we've made. So now we're going to do 8 more double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook in the circle, yarn over, bring it through, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over through 2 loops. Okay, we're going to do it. I'm going to do a little bit faster now and get all 9 done. Okay, and then we'll be making the circle tighter once we get it inside. I think I have 1 more. All of them done. We're going to count. So we should have a total of 10. If you count the 3 double crochets, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 1 more. 10. Okay. Now we just take this tail and we pull it. Now it's down into that little circle. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top chain of the first chain 3, if I can get my hooks through there. Come on, come on, come on. I'm struggling here right now. A little bit tight. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. That was a tough one to get through. Okay, there's our slip knot, and we have this closed. Okay, now we are done with that color. So now I'm going to cut it off. All right. And we are going to go to our petal color. This is the color I'm going to use for the petals. For now, I'm just going to take this. I'm not going to take the time here to weave this in, but I would normally weave this in before I'd start the next round. Or you could join the yarn right now in this loop but I actually joined my yarn using a slip knot, okay? But I would actually just weave this through the back side here. And so then I wouldn't have that in the way. Okay, so we're going to go with round 2. Let me get my yarn fixed here. We're going to go with a round 2. Okay, let's get round 2 going. So now I make the slip stitch. However you want to get the slip stitch on the hook. There are a number of different ways. This is just how it happens to be how my grandmother taught me how to make it. So, you know, old habits. Now you can actually join to any stitch that you'd want. I normally try to stay away from joining in this stitch here just because it'll look bulky at this point now, because where my starting and ending point was before. So I'll actually, like, I don't know, we can join right over here, okay? And then we're gonna bring we have our hook through our 2 loops, bring my yarn through, and then bring my yarn through the loop on the hook, like a slip stitch. And now I just take this and I pull to tighten it up, and I'm all set to go. All right, so for round 2, we're going to do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, that count as a double crochet in the same stitch right here in this first stitch. We're going to do a double crochet. And then we're going to do 2 double crochet in every stitch around. So that's easy. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook, and then yarn over, draw through our loops, and then another one. So that's easy, right? We're just going to do 2 double crochet all the way around. Oops, I didn't get that yarn. Okay. And we had 10 stitches the first round. In this round, because we're adding an extra stitch for every single stitch, we're doing 2 double crochet in every stitch. We should have 20 double crochets when we're all done. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing my double crochet, 2 of them in every single stitch, all the way around, and I'll join to the top stitch here again with a slip stitch, and then we will be done with round 2, okay? And I will join you on this side. Okay, I have just finished round 2 stitches. There should be 20. I do make sure I count the stitches in my first 2 rounds for sure, because if they're not set up right, your next 3 rounds won't work. So I had 10 in the first round. Now I should have 20, and I do count, so it should be 2 in each stitch. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and then 20. So I'm going to stick my hook in there, and now we're going to join it to the top stitch of the first chain 3, and then our round 2 is complete. So for round 3, we're going to start, we've done this part, and we've done this part. Now for round 3, we start making the petals already, and that just is done in 1 round. We'll have the petals done, okay? So we're into this stitch right here. This is where we just went through. So in this stitch here, so the first stitch we're going to skip. So we're going to go to the first double crochet, and we're going to work a double, I should say, yes, we're the first stitch. We're going to work a double crochet. Make sure I say this right. And a treble crochet. So now we're going to yarn over twice, go right into the same stitch, and work a treble crochet. Oops, I missed that yarn. Come on, come on. There we go. Okay. And I'm crocheting a little bit loose right now. That's okay. In the next stitch, we're going to work 3 treble crochet. So 1, 2, yarn over twice. Every time I crochet slower, yarn over, draw through 2 loops, yarn over, draw through 2 loops, and yarn over through 2. Every time I draw through, or I go slower though, I notice that I do have a little bit looser crochet. So yarn over twice, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, bring it through, yarn over, draw through 2 loops, yarn over 2 loops, and yarn over, go through the last 2. One more time, yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, go through the 2 loops, 2 loops, and 2 loops. Then in that next stitch, we're going to do a treble crochet, and then a double crochet. And this next stitch, we're going to do a slip stitch. This creates our first petal. Okay, our first petal is done. I can actually show you against this. See, here we are. We have done this part right here. Do you see that? And we'll have 4 more petals to make a round. So we'll continue on, and we're going to repeat what we just did. So we're going to work in the next stitch and do a double crochet and then a treble crochet. Okay, and then in the next stitch, 3 treble crochet. 2, yarn over twice, 3, and then in the next stitch, a treble crochet and a double crochet. Okay, and then a slip stitch into the next. All right, so we're going to repeat this again. We're going to do a double crochet and then a treble crochet in the same stitch, and then a treble crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 more treble crochet in the same stitch there to make our 3 treble crochet. And then in the next stitch we have our treble crochet and double crochet. My yarn, I got to pull up a little bit, and then a double crochet, there we go, and then a slip stitch. And I'm going to grab a little bit more yarn here, and I've just got to repeat it 2 more times. We have 3 petals already completed. So we can go to the next stitch and work a double crochet and a treble crochet and then 3 treble crochet and then in the next stitch is a treble crochet and then a double crochet. And then a slip stitch in the next stitch. And then we're going to work a double crochet and a treble crochet. And then a treble crochet, 3 of them. There's 2. Might have to grab more yarn here, we'll see. 3. And then a treble crochet in the next stitch and a double crochet. And then we just have to slip stitch back into that first stitch where we started. Okay, we now have our flower center done. Okay, I ended up weaving in my yarn ends. I just thought it would get to be too many showing you folks this pattern. So I thought maybe I can show you how to weave in some yarn ends. So this is the very last one I have to weave in. But I'd ended off here. I have another tail that I had stopped there. So I'm going to go up this way a little bit. Even though we worked over this stitch, this tail, I still like to weave it in a few times. So all that you do is you just kind of go back and forth in the back of your work in the same color yarn. And I like to go through the yarn stitches, try and split the yarn itself. Go just make about 5-6 passes until it's, and I go every different direction. I go sideways, go up and down. If you have a thinner yarn to work with, then I actually might do a knot if I have to. But on this particular one here, I'm just going to work back and forth a few times. I'm going to go back down into that circle again in the bottom, and I'm going to call that done. So this here, and I'll leave a little bit too, because it kind of, as your project wears on, it all blends out. So here is our little flower. So we're going to do the last stitch right now, or I should say the last 2 rounds. Take that back. Talking stitches. Last 2 rounds. And we're going to square it out. So you can join, this is your background color. So you can join it in any treble crochet spot that's in the middle, any middle treble crochet spot. I'm going to get my yarn on the hook. So we have 3 treble crochet on the tip of each flower, right? Those are 3 treble crochet. So any one of these places we can join. So we're going to join right there. That's where I'm going to choose for the right now, just for this demonstration. But it's any one. So we're going to just work a slip stitch right through it, right through the yarn, and it's joined. Okay. Now what we're going to do is a chain 1. That does not count as anything. Then we're going to single crochet in that same stitch. Okay. And my yarn is catching on my yarn scrap that I just cut off. All right. And then in the next stitch, okay, we're going to work a half double crochet. So in that next stitch, because we're dealing with various heights here, we're going to have various heights of yarn. So the single crochet is the shortest. Then we're going to do the half double crochet. Yarn over, bring your hook through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and go through all 3. The next stitch, we're going to do double crochet. So yarn end is getting in there. So we're going to do our double crochet, yarn over, go through 2 loops and 2 loops. The next 3 stitches, so this stitch, the slip stitch that's in between the flowers, and the next stitch, we're going to do a treble crochet. Yarn over twice, and then go into the next stitch, and then yarn over twice, go into the slip stitch, okay, yarn over twice. Okay, we've done this one. We're going to go right here. This one here is always real little. It peeks in there. That's a stitch. Okay, then we go back to the double crochet. And then we're going to do a half double crochet. And then we're going to do our single crochet. Okay, this is where it looks right now. That is a pattern that we're going to continue to repeat all the way around. Okay, so now we're going to continue on and work our half double crochet. So yarn over, and then our double crochet, go through 2 loops, and now we have our 3 treble crochet, yarn over twice, go into the next stitch. There's 1, yarn over twice, go into the slip stitch, and yarn over twice. And you can't forget about this little stitch that peeks in right there. And then a double crochet in the next stitch, and a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then you should be back in the middle again to a slip stitch. You should be back in the middle of the 3 treble crochets. And we'll continue this pattern of doing the half double crochet, so all the way around. Whoopsies. Double crochet, and then the treble crochets, 3 of them. There's 1, and then 1 in the chain, in the slip stitch space, Yarn over twice. You got to get that little one peeking out always. Right there. And then our double crochet in the next. And our half double crochet. And our single crochet. So I'm going to repeat that, and I'm going to end right here with a slip stitch into that first stitch, okay? Okay, I'm almost done with round 4. I just have a double crochet now, and then a half double crochet. We're not going to do that last single crochet because we are going to work a slip stitch into the first single crochet. That's all that we need to do to close this round. And I'm going to say that I did not get under the 2 loops. There we go. And I'm just going to show you how this looks. It looks a little bit wonky, but that's okay. Stretch it out. These blocks would be nice to be, squares would be nice to be blocked. But here we go. Here's how we're looking right now. This is after round 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And our last round coming up, we'll make our corners here. And it's another nice repeating pattern. Okay, so into the same space that we're working now, we're going to chain 1. Okay, and we're going to single crochet right into the same space. All right, in the next stitch right here, we're going to do a half double crochet. Then we're going to, in the next stitch, we're going to do 1 double crochet. And then the next stitch, 2 double crochet. Okay, now in the next stitch is going to form our first corner. Yarn over twice. In the next stitch, we're going to do our treble crochet, chain 1, and another treble crochet right in that same stitch. I'm going to stop a moment and have you look. So here's how it's looking now. We're starting to square it out. And then this is going to be repeating. We have part of the first side done, half of it. Now we're going to work 3 more sides, and then we'll finish with another half a side there. Okay, so now we're going to work 2 double crochet in the next stitch. And a double crochet in the next stitch. And then a half double crochet in the next stitch. In the next 3 stitches, we are going to work 1 single crochet each. 1, 2, 3. And now we go back to the half double crochet and a double crochet and 2 double crochet. And then we're going to work in our corner, our second corner, our treble crochet, chain stitch, and treble crochet. Chain 1. And our next stitch, we'll do 2 double crochet. Next stitch is 1 double crochet. And the next one is a half double crochet. Then we have 3 single crochet. Then a half double crochet, a double crochet, and then 2 double crochet. And then our third corner is right here. We're going to do a treble crochet, and a chain 1, and a treble crochet. Okay. I'm going to work the next side, and I'm going to join you over here for finishing the last side, okay? So we're going to repeat what we just did, and then I'm going to work this and join you right back here. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. We have 3 sides complete, Now we're just going to finish up this little part here. And so I've done my corner. So after the corner right here, we're going to work a 2 double crochet. There's 1, 2, and then 1 double crochet, and then a half double crochet. Oops, I did a double crochet. Take that back. Oh, my. Good thing I caught that. And then we have 2 stitches left. We're going to single crochet in 2 of them because we had started with a single crochet on this side, remember? And so this was our slip stitch. So we're going to go into the first stitch, skipping that slip stitch, or I should say that chain stitch. We slip stitch and then we did a chain stitch. We got to go into that first single crochet. And we have just completed this cute granny square. I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of these yet. I'm just using scrap yarn now and just making some. But they're so pretty. They look so much nicer with the yarn end cut off. But I hope that you enjoyed this pattern. 5 rounds and you have a really cute granny square with a flower. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I will have the free written pattern on the website. You're welcome to go check it out, patternprincess.com. Along with the links to this video and any other helpful videos that I think that would help you and helpful information. Take care and enjoy your crochet time.